Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this week's Bray Wyatt Theory video. It was a massive segment at the end of Smackdown and we've got loads to talk about, so let's get straight into it. We've already spoke about the QR code, but I do just want to quickly touch on it again because a few more things have shown themselves in the moment since it was released, if you will. And so you can see the QR code on screen. It actually interrupted Bray. So Bray was talking in ring. There was the lights go out. There was Uncle Howdy. But part of Uncle Howdy's segment was this QR code. When you scanned it, what you got was this image of Bray. And you can see the eyes are crossed out. That's very interesting because back in the day, the eyes used to be crossed out when the Fiend would attack someone. Their picture, the person that had been attacked, their picture would go up in the Firefly Fun House with their eyes crossed out. And so it's very interesting that we're seeing this version of Bray being treated that way. I do think that's interesting. He's being targeted. He's being called a liar. And obviously we can get into why in a bit. But yes, it's very interesting image. But there is a little hidden Easter egg in there. Just in the top right corner, behind one of the word liar, you can see John. It's hard to totally make out what it says. It's just on his hair, but you can see the word John. If you actually look into that as Paranormal Presence did, then you get John 8:32. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. That's kind of a famous biblical quote about the truth setting you free. It feels like that's the message Uncle Howdy is sending to Bray. Like, you're a liar, and if you just told the truth, you would be set free. So very, very interesting narrative that's going on at the moment, and certainly Bray is being targeted by Uncle Howdy. Talking of the QR code and little Easter eggs, we've got the URL now. So the URL, I couldn't quite work out what it was before, but if you put that into YouTube, then you get all of these responses. Basically, The Man Who Sold the World, Nirvana's cover of The Man Who Sold the World. That would be referenced later, The Man Who Sold the World. And obviously, we've seen other David Bowie references. So this is very interesting. David Bowie, always known for reinventing himself. So again, you know, that could be a link. But also we heard Uncle Howdy, I think, refer to himself as the man who sold the world. This is the old Uncle Howdy mask. And I'm going to call it the old Uncle Howdy mask because there's definitely thoughts out there that there's a couple of Uncle Howdy masks. I'm going to say this is the old one. This doesn't feel to me. I know Uncle Grimmy as well. Again, shout out to Uncle Grimmy. Was saying the same on Twitter. This feels like the mouth is exposed. It feels like that's actual human hair, human facial hair. It feels like the mask is the cheek and the nose. But I don't know that that is a full face mask. Obviously, we would see Uncle Howdy a lot clearer tonight. That is a full face mask. The mouth is covered. The facial hair is fake. That is a mask that someone is wearing behind. We think it's Bray. I did a poll on Twitter, and at the moment, out of about 400 votes, I think about 40-50% of people think it's Bray. There's a good chunk of people that think the person behind this is Bo Dallas. Then there's a few people that think it could be Dutch or Vincent or maybe Tyler Bateman. So there's a few people that have got those names. And then there's a few other names circulating as well. But the majority think this is Bray Wyatt. So Bray, we think, was behind this mask. And obviously, Uncle Howdy was calling Bray a liar because Bray had just done a promo where he had just said that he's not going to wear a mask anymore. This is him, like no mask, no smoke, no mirrors. And Uncle Howdy basically arrived, interrupted, and called him a liar. So this could be Bray. This could be Bray behind here. This is obviously a theory that's been around for a long time, that Bray is going to be playing a few different personas. But yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Right, let's kind of walk through this, right? Because there's so much to talk about. I feel like the cleanest way to do it is going to be to look at each kind of section as it kind of happened. So one of the first things we saw was just before we went to a commercial break, Bray was pacing back and forth backstage. And he, I think, would look over to a TV. And on the TV, we got a few images, just things we'd seen before coming through on the static. Obviously a little bit strange because it doesn't feel like the TV is plugged in. So a little bit weird, this bit. Hard to know exactly what it was trying to convey. This might have been all within Bray's mind or something. It's hard to know if the TV kind of flickering on was something that was actually happening. We might have just got a glimpse inside his mind, which, you know, interesting. That's something we could explore a little further at a later date. But yeah, we saw this and then we went to a commercial break. When we came back from commercial break, then of course we got the normal entrance music, fans holding their phones in the air, the fireflies. Bray would come down with the lantern, no mask. The lantern obviously with the blue light making his way down. Everything we've seen before, basically. He would then jump into the ring and he would say the following. He said, "This is still new to me. I can get used to it. Do you feel that? It's like adrenaline." And then there was like these big welcome back chants. I'm not going to lie, it starts making me feel invulnerable. Like I need to do something wild. I wanted you to see something. I wanted you to notice, though, it's just me. No mask that I'm hiding behind. No smoke. No mirrors. It's just me and you. This was a big, big part of this promo because this is the part that seems to upset Uncle Howdy. That's what I want you to get used to. This is Bray Wyatt, the real man. This is the best version of me that there will ever be. I'm proud to be here today. I'm going to do some spectacular things whilst I'm here. That bit kind of caught my ear because I wondered if he meant whilst I'm here today. I'm going to do some spectacular things whilst I'm here today, or if he meant whilst I'm here in WWE. I did just wonder if that was a little clue that he is behind the Uncle Howdy stuff, because he did say, "I'm going to do some spectacular things whilst I'm here," but couldn't figure out if that was today or whilst he's in WWE. Truth is, for the majority of my life, I've been out of control. I can't help that. My emotions don't work like other people's. I don't have control. Sometimes they can send me to a dark place, the Fiend, potentially. Other times, no matter how hard I try, I don't feel anything at all. Is that, again, a little clue that sometimes he doesn't feel anything necessarily? He's not in control? Is that why he doesn't feel anything? Something else takes over him? Don't know. I think that's part of what makes me me. For me to get where I've gotten, I've had to do horrible things. Part of me likes that I'm not afraid to do horrible things. I know that's not the end of it. I know there will come another time when I'm faced with adversity and I'm asked to do something completely horrible. Now, before he could finish, he's interrupted. So he gets interrupted, and obviously the QR code and some images interrupt him, as we've already looked at. But this is where we start to get Uncle Howdy now. So what's really interesting to me is Uncle Howdy is holding a mask similar, if not identical, to the one that Bray came back with. If you might remember at Extreme Rules, Bray had that mask. We've not seen him with it since, but he had that mask. Don't know if it's the same mask or if that mask is going to be a mask that, you know, they're all going to wear. If this is going to be a faction, is that going to be a mask that they're all going to be wearing? Or is this the link? Is that mask the clue to say that this is Bray? Because we've seen that mask. There might only be one of them, and Bray had it when he first returned. So that could be the link to say that this is Bray Wyatt. Of course, we would get the full reveal, and there you can see the full face of Uncle Howdy. I think this is going to divide opinion, to be honest. I think that this is... Well, it's a big moment. I mean, we're seeing the full face of Uncle Howdy. This is nothing like The Fiend. I mean, this is quite a brave move by Bray to have a character like this, because is Uncle Howdy going to wrestle? It's really hard to know. We don't even know who's behind the mask. I feel like it's Bray. If I was to put money on something now, I would say that I think it's Bray. I still don't feel like this mask is the same as the one we saw before, though. But what I do think about this mask is I think it might be based on his real life uncle, which I think is really cool. This is Uncle Howdy, and Bray's real life uncle is Barry Windham. And here is Barry Windham. There's just a picture, a still image that I found on the internet of Barry Windham. And I can see some connections there, certainly in regards to the facial hair. So there's a few people actually that think that Barry Windham might be the person behind the Uncle Howdy mask. That is a theory that's doing the rounds. But yes, that's obviously Uncle Howdy. We can touch on more from Uncle Howdy and talk about what he had to say. But there were some very interesting images that were hidden within this kind of little segment. There was only a few minutes left of the show when we got to Uncle Howdy. This, I think, is very interesting because this reminds me a lot of Vincent, right? So I think that this could be a big, big reveal because, as I said, I think there are other people involved in this, and I don't recall seeing this before. This could be one of the biggest moments of tonight, this image, because, as I said, for me, I really think that that is Vincent, who we know has been backstage in WWE a few weeks ago. As well as that, we got this, another glimpse at this person behind the owl, Court of Owls mask. I think that's someone different as well. If I was to put money down, I would say that that is Bo, because we've seen this person standing at the top of some stairs. They had long black hair, just like Bo has long black hair. So I feel like this is Bo. So we might be starting to see Bo and Vincent, and we might be getting the teases of other people. We got this as well, and I really couldn't decode this. I really struggled with this. It felt like it was someone sat in a chair, and I couldn't make it out. I don't know if this is the first time we're seeing this, and if this is going to go anywhere. I do want to say, though, the image we get straight after is this, right? And the head feels like it could be the same shape as whoever is sat in this chair. So it could be that it's just that image messed up, to be honest. It might actually not lead us to another person. Or it might. It might, because it feels like there's someone sat in a chair there to me. But I just can't make enough of it out. But as I said, it does lead to that straight after. Hard to see if there's a chair in the background. I don't know. I'm really kind of torn on that as to whether that was another person. It might be something. It might be nothing. We also get this. Someone being burnt at the stake. And you could see the flames like moving. This wasn't just a still image. This was a video clip, as we said, of someone being burnt at the stake, which I thought was interesting. Then we got this. The reason I included this was because it was Uncle Howdy, and I do want to talk about what he said. But you can see the tear that runs down his eye. I think that's part of the mask. I think that's there all along. The tear going down his face. Normally, in prison, you get a tear tattoo if you kill someone, I believe. Is that tear meant to be there as a reminder of someone that we've lost? Obviously, it could be that we lost an old version of Bray. It might be because we lost Brody. I genuinely don't know, but I do think the tear is interesting, and it does make me think of loss. But there was something being projected here onto Uncle Howdy's face. You can't quite make it out, but you can see that it's moving as it's being projected. It might just be like the Fiend or something along those lines. Very hard to say exactly what that was, but I wanted to include it just to get you thinking. He said, "Who am I? I'm just the ghost of the man who sold the world," of course. So going back to the man who sold the world. Like you did. I think he said, like you did. You killed the worlds. You sent him away. And as soon as he says you sent him away, we see an image of the Fiend, which is very interesting. You sent him away. Maybe that's what the tear is for. I think he says they're the reason. You're the shell of what you were. You are a liar. You claim you don't wear a mask. We both know that's not true. You can never hide from me. Your Uncle Howdy. So that's what he says. So this is Uncle Howdy. He says that you can never hide from me. It feels like he's talking to Bray. We know he's calling Bray a liar. So very, very interesting stuff here. Very, very interesting stuff. This feels maybe like a darker character, just like the Fiend was dark. But I don't think the Fiend really had it out for Bray. I don't think the Fiend was ever looking to go after Bray, but this could be a version of Bray that is upset with the other version of Bray. This could be like a split personality thing, as we've said. So very interesting. There was also this as well. Now, I couldn't really make this out, but it feels like someone in a hood. I really, really cannot make this out. I can see some candles in the foreground. I can't make out what's in the background. It doesn't really get much clearer than this, but it does feel like blonde hair. It feels like there's blonde hair and a hoodie. I've not seen this image before. And I was sent this by Ryan, who saw the same image and said Liv Morgan. Thinks that it's Liv Morgan. I genuinely don't know, to be honest. I cannot decode that. It could potentially be someone else that's in there. But as I said, very, very interesting. And then the final image that we've got is this. Bray Wyatt addresses his demons. Now, that's how they promoted this segment. So is Uncle Howdy Bray's demon? Is because they said that he would address his demons. Maybe that was just his promo in ring, and that's what he was doing in ring. He was addressing his demons, but obviously he gets interrupted, and maybe they are his demons. Perhaps Uncle Howdy is his demon, and that's what was being promoted. So yeah, very interesting stuff. It feels to me like Bray is Uncle Howdy and is battling with himself and has got some real internal kind of issues going on. But I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Lots of theories and thoughts in there. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate the support, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.